All right, welcome to episode 12 of my quad track crossing series. We have reached the final leg of this series. We have covered Trenton and Wyandotte, and we are now in Ecorse, and we have 3 more crossings to tour, and one of them being Mill Street. So that's the crossing we're going to tour today. So let's go ahead and get started with this abandoned track that I would assume you should run into what used to be a retention facility. Obviously it's not there anymore, it tore down. Probably used to spur off the Shoreline Subdivision, probably used to come off the siding and into the factory. I think there used to be another spur track over there closer to the gate. I'm not too sure though, but it kind of looks like it. All right, let's go on to the active tracks. And we're starting out with the Shoreline Subdivision. The gated signal has a transport products base and an unmarked gate mechanism. I think it's either a Siemens or an Invenzi's rail. And then here is Siemens emergency contact info, and the dot number for the Shoreline sub is 867-596L. And the lights on this signal are 2 pairs of Safetran 12x24-inch LEDs with, I think, the first gen of uniform LEDs. And these lights are sitting on their own independent RACO light brackets. There's the front one. There's the back pair. Also with these first gen uniform LEDs. And the bell on this signal is a low pitched Siemens E-Bell. Alright. Get you a quick look at the back of the signal. There we go. Also the relay case right next to it. Sitting at milepost 43.42. The Shoreline sub here is comprised of 2 tracks, one being the main, which is this one, and then a siding to allow trains that are coming out of Detroit to be able to pass each other. All right, and onto the gateless signal, which has a Siemens base. And then here is Siemens contact information again. This signal has 2 pairs of Safetran 12x24-inch uniform LEDs. These are like the newer ones though. And then this has a Safetran light bracket. Now the interesting thing about this signal is it has, oh wait, hold on. Missed one key information. This has a low pitch Siemens E-Bell. And speaking of the bell, this signal has gone through lots of different bell changes. That's what I was just about to talk about. This used to have a RACO mechanical bell, and then when that was dying, it got replaced to a General Signals Type 1 E-Bell. Then it got replaced to a low-pitch Siemens E-Bell. After that, it got replaced to a WCH mechanical bell. And then once that died, it got replaced back to what it is now, which is a low-pitch Siemens E-Bell. So yeah, this signal's gone through lots of bell changes. Also, another thing is this signal here is kind of wired like the middle Conrail signals. Meaning this signal only activates for a train on one of these 2 tracks, so the Shoreline Subdivision. Otherwise, it does not activate at all. The backlights don't flash, the bell doesn't ring. Also, when it does activate for a train on one of these 2 tracks, once it clears, the signal shuts completely off instead of waiting for the gate to get all the way up. So it basically acts just like the Conrail signals do. Which, speaking of, we're gonna move on to those now. I'm trying to do no cuts on this video just so I don't have to do any edits to it and save some space on my phone. All right, moving on to Conrail's tracks and signals. This has a Safetran base. And then here is Conrail's emergency info, and the dot number for their 2 tracks is 512110A, which is written in marker. I'm not sure why they didn't do it the right way. The lights on this signal are 2 pairs of Safetran 12x24-inch LEDs with Dialight LEDs in them. Those are like the first generation ones, kind of like the lights that are over at Ford Avenue. And actually, I am wrong. This has 1 pair of 12x24-inch LEDs and 1 pair of 12x20-inch LEDs. Also has the Dialight LEDs in them with a Safetran light bracket, and that's a General Signals Type 2 E-Bell up there. Oh, YouTube, please don't copyright me for that. I don't want to make any edits to this video. All right, Conrail's second signal also has a Safetran base. No blue tag on the signal, just a little sticker right there that's like not even readable, dot number. This signal also has 2 pairs of Safetran 12x24-inch Dialight LEDs on a Safetran light bracket. And that has a General Signals Type 2 E-Bell. These conrail signals are pretty much the same, just like they are at pretty much every single crossing. The conrail signals are just all clones of each other, besides, like, you know, some different bells and different lights and whatnot. Just like this signal. This has a Safetran base, and this signal has one pair of 12x20 inch LEDs and another pair of 12x24 inch LEDs with Dialight LEDs in them, a Safetran light bracket, and a General Signals Type 2 E-Bell. Now, the cool thing about the middle conrail signals is they are still wired correctly to activate corresponding to where the train is at, instead of all 4 of them activating like they do at pretty much every single crossing in Wyandotte, just about. Get you a look at that real quick. We also have a little control point mill, hence the name Mill Street. We got a couple crossover tracks. Actually, is a crossover track from Conrail Main 2 to the Flat Rock sub, but unfortunately they don't use that anymore. Would be cool if they did, though. Get some more action on Flat Rock sub. Oh, I'm skipping the last signal. All right, Conrail's last signal has a Safetran base. This one does have a blue tag, which is also just written in marker. This has 2 more pairs of 12x24 inch Safetran Dialight LEDs with a Safetran light bracket and a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell. All right, and now on to the CN Flat Rock Subdivision, which we actually have a train coming on hopefully soon, L573. All right, CN Flat Rock Mast signal. This signal actually is pretty new. I believe it was installed sometime in January of this year. Let's see, look, a little tested sticker on it still. And this new signal has a brand new Siemens base. Here's CN's emergency number again, and the dot number for the Flat Rock sub is 258085V. This signal has 2 pairs of Safetran 12x24 inch LEDs with the newer GE uniform LEDs in them. Right there. And then this has a Safetran light bracket and a low pitched Siemens E-Bell, which only rings for a train on the Flat Rock subdivision, or just whenever these front lights are on. Otherwise, if there's a train on Conrail or the CN Shoreline, this bell does not ring and only the backlights flash. Right here we have an old signal base for, I think, the signal that probably used to be here in like the 80s or 90s. And then after this there was the RACO, I think it was a RACO mast, and now this one. Here's that crossover track I was talking about right there. See the switch. But like I said, they do not use that anymore, sadly. All right, and now on to the final signal, which is the Flat Rock gated signal. This has a RACO base, and this has a USNS Model 95 gate mechanism. This signal has 2 pairs of Safetran 12x24 inch GE uniform LEDs. This has the newer generation uniform LEDs. And just like the other gated signal, the lights are sitting on their own individual light brackets, which they are both RACO, just like the other side. And this has a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell, which actually shuts off when the gate starts going up. And the interesting thing about the Flat Rock sub is both the primary lights on this signal and the Mast signal, both the primary lights and the secondary pair of lights, they are wired like crisscross wiring. So whenever like the left light on this one is on, the right one over there is on. That kind of gives the Mill Street a little bit of character because it's the only one that has the primary lights wired like that. Here's a look at the relay case real quick. Flat Rock sub. Got some old signals here guarding the control point over there. Again, we do have a L573 on the way, I believe. Get you one last look at all the signals over here. I like rail fanning at Mill Street during the day because there really is almost nothing on this street. I think they are building some new things over here, so maybe one day we'll have some life here at Mill Street. All there really is just some houses back there. That's about it. Go down the main one of Conrail with a whistle post for Emmons Boulevard. Looking there towards the control point. And we're back at the Shoreline Subdivision. And right there is actually control point Ecorse for our CN. All right, that is gonna about wrap things up for Mill Street here in Ecorse, episode 12 of the series. And we only have 2 more quad track crossings to tour. The next one is Salliott Road. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you over in that video.